What could Hyun Bin have said that left an entire nation in tears? In a moment no one expected, the beloved actor accidentally revealed an emotional update about Sun Yijin and their son, Alkong, leaving Japanese fans deeply moved. Let's dive into the full story together with Red Carpet revealed and uncover what truly happened. In a quiet conference room filled with reporters and fans in Tokyo, no one expected a simple question to spark one of the most heartfelt and emotional moments in recent Korean entertainment history. Hyun Bin, the famously private and composed actor, sat gracefully in front of flashing cameras, answering standard questions about his latest film project. Everything shifted when the Japanese reporter gently asked, "Is there a recent moment at home that left a deep impression on you?" For a second, Hyun Bin paused. He smiled faintly, looked down, and without fanfare, responded, "Alkong's eyes. They're exactly like his mother's. Every time he smiles, I feel like I'm back in 2003, watching the classic." The room fell silent. The reference wasn't lost on anyone. The classic, a beloved melodrama starring Sun Yijin, had become a cult favorite in Japan. Many in the room had watched the film as teenagers or young adults, deeply touched by the actress's raw emotion and timeless beauty. And here was Hyun Bin, her husband, evoking that same nostalgia in a single, unscripted moment. It was more than a quote. It was a bridge between memory and reality, between fiction and family. Fans in attendance, and soon thousands online, were brought to tears by the imagery, not just of a child resembling his mother, but of a real-life love story quietly flourishing beyond the screen. What made this moment so powerful wasn't just what was said, but how it was said. There was no promotion involved, no agenda. It felt like Hyun Bin had momentarily forgotten the cameras and simply spoke from the heart, revealing a private sentiment in a public space. For an actor often described as cool and reserved, this spontaneous tenderness caught everyone off guard. Social media in Japan lit up almost instantly. Clips from the press event circulated widely on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Fans translated his words, overlaid them with nostalgic footage from the classic, and paired them with soft background music. Emotional impact was overwhelming. One tweet read, "When he said her eyes, I felt like I was 17 again, watching Sun Yijin cry in the rain." Another fan wrote, "This is what love looks like when it grows up." Japanese fans have long had a deep cultural connection with both Sun Yijin and Hyun Bin. From early 2000s K-dramas to blockbuster films, the duo had already etched themselves into the heart of Japan's Hall of Fandom. But this moment, fleeting and unscripted, created a new layer of connection, one rooted not in characters or scripts, but in family. And it wasn't just about nostalgia, it was also about healing. The world had just emerged from a pandemic that kept families apart and brought widespread loneliness. To hear someone like Hyun Bin talk about a child's eyes and a mother's legacy with such tenderness was, for many, profoundly therapeutic. In the days that followed, Japanese media outlets ran front-page stories about the incident. Headlines like Hyun Bin's gentle words melt hearts across Japan and a glimpse of Sun Yijin and baby Alkong appeared everywhere from Nikon Sports to Oricon. Morning shows replayed the moment, inviting cultural critics and celebrity experts to dissect its emotional impact. What they found was simple: people were hungry for authenticity. In a world dominated by polished PR campaigns and manufactured drama, Hyun Bin's candid words served as a rare moment of real intimacy. Many fans remarked on the subtle symbolism. Alkong, the nickname given to their son, becomes a living bridge between the past and present. Sun Yijin's legacy as an actress isn't confined to the screen, it now continues in the eyes of a child. For Japanese fans who had followed her career for 2 decades, this idea was profoundly moving. The phrase "I feel like I'm back in 2003 inches" resonated in particular. It reminded everyone that time had passed, that their idols had grown and changed, and yet somehow, the emotional essence remained the same. It brought a wave of reflection, on personal memories, on fleeting youth, and on the beauty of love that matures quietly. What made the moment even more special was that it felt like an accident. Hyun Bin hadn't intended to make headlines or steal hearts. He had simply spoken about his family the way anyone would, with warmth, awe, and a touch of sentimentality. And that's exactly why it worked. To understand the emotional gravity of that moment, Must look deeper into why Hyun Bin and Son Ye-jin hold such a special place in the hearts of Japanese fans. It's not merely about star power or international fame, it's about the way their individual and shared stories resonate deeply with Japanese values of subtlety, grace, and sincerity. Son Ye-jin first won the hearts of Japanese audiences with films like the classic And a Moment to Remember, which became massive hits in Japan. Ability to portray quiet strength and profound vulnerability touched viewers in a way few actresses could. She wasn't just admired, she was cherished. Hyun Bin, on the other hand, rose to stardom through dramas like My Name is Kim Samsoon and Secret Garden. His aloof, polished persona made him the perfect embodiment of the romantic male lead, yet his performances often revealed layers of emotional complexity that intrigued Japanese viewers. When the two finally co-starred in Crash Landing on You, it felt like fate. That series became a cultural earthquake in Japan. Released during the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic, it offered a beautiful escape into a story of impossible love made real. The idea of two people from starkly different worlds finding connection resonated deeply with viewers isolated by lockdowns and uncertainty. But even more impactful was the off-screen story that followed. When Hyun Bin and Son Ye-jin confirmed their relationship, and later announced their marriage and the birth of Alkong, it felt to many fans like watching a drama unfold in real life, except this time, the ending was real. And it was happy. The love story defied the cynicism that often surrounds celebrity relationships. It wasn't splashed across tabloids or propelled by scandal. It grew quietly, nurtured in privacy, revealed only when it had become something solid. This approach deeply appealed to Japanese sensibilities, where subtlety is often more powerful than spectacle. Even now, they remain largely private. Don't flaunt their family life on social media. They rarely speak about each other in public, which is why Hyun Bin's unexpected comment in Tokyo was so powerful. It felt like a glimpse behind the curtain, a rare window into a love story that had, until then, only been hinted at. Japanese culture places high value on sincerity. Moments that feel unforced and unfiltered. Hyun Bin's words captured exactly that. In speaking of Alkong's eyes, he wasn't just describing a physical resemblance. He was sharing something sacred, the way love echoes through generations, the way a woman's beauty and strength can live on in a child. This sentiment aligns closely with the Japanese concept of mono no aware and awareness of the transience of things, and a gentle, melancholic appreciation for their beauty. Son Ye-jin, whose films often carry this same theme, embodies it in many ways. That her legacy could be passed down through her son makes the idea even more poignant. Japanese fans see something in Hyun Bin and Son Ye-jin that goes beyond celebrity. They see devotion, patience, and mutual respect. Their relationship isn't transactional, it's built on real connection. And in a world increasingly driven by noise and immediacy, their quiet love offers a kind of peace. And those who are not die-hard fans found themselves touched by the story, because at its core, it wasn't about stardom or fame. It was about a father seeing his wife in their child's eyes. It was about memory, and how love can span decades. As fan communities in Japan continue to celebrate this moment, tributes have sprung up in the form of fan art, handwritten letters, and tribute videos. One particularly moving video paired Hyun Bin's quote with a montage of Son Ye-jin's most emotional scenes, closing with a photo of a child's hand grasping an adult finger. The video, uploaded anonymously, ended with a message: "The classic never ends." Perhaps that's the ultimate takeaway. While trends shift and stars rise and fall, some stories endure. The story of Hyun Bin and Son Ye-jin endures not because it is loud, but because it is true. And in the eyes of a child named Alkong, that truth becomes eternal. In a single, accidental moment, Hyun Bin reminded us that love is not just a feeling, it's a legacy. And sometimes, the most powerful stories are the ones we never meant